Hello friends, welcome back. Or if you're new here, I'm Heather and welcome to my channel. I wanted to take this opportunity to share 10 of my most frequently used items for van life, road trips, travel, because I figured it would probably be really helpful to some of you guys. And with Amazon Prime Days coming up in the next few days, I figured what better time to share this information with you in case they slash the prices on any of these. So you might get something that's super useful at a really great deal. So without further ado, I am going to dive right into the video today and start sharing my favorites with you. I literally use these every single day that I'm on the road. Sometimes every single day I get behind the wheel, even when I'm doing my daily driving activities at home base. So without further ado, let's get into that. Okay, hopefully my running car isn't too noisy in the background here, but before we even get out of the driver's seat, I wanted to show you my first two items, which I'm combining into one because you know I like to kind of sneak little bonus things in when I say I'm going to do a certain number of things for some reason. Okay, so this right here is one, and then this is another option that I use very frequently. I use this one when I want to do some filming of scenic drives or hands-free talking while I'm driving if I want to talk to you guys about anything. And then this one is super handy for GPS navigation, and then I can also put it in the cup holders in the back and use it to watch YouTube videos when I want to have hands-free viewing on my phone. So, and while I'm here, this is actually not on the list today, but this is a great power option for those of you that do not have a power bank and require some type of either additional 12-volt plugs, USB, or the 110 volt. And it's really great while you're driving to be able to plug stuff in right up here next to you. But again, that doesn't count, so forget that that's part of this list. I just get very easily distracted. So yeah, those two are the first things I wanted to show you, and it is so handy to have the option of hands-free phone when you are driving, because obviously safety is super important, and sometimes for like navigation and other purposes you need to have your phone on you, so it's nice to have it right there in front of your face without causing any kind of safety issue. Alrighty, so that's the first thing I wanted to show you. Now I'm going to get off my seat to show you the other part. Okay, this is actually the second item that I wanted to share with you guys today on my list of 10 most frequently used Amazon items. And if I haven't already mentioned it, I am going to link everything in the description below that I discussed today so that you can find it yourself. This is my ergonomic little memory foam gel seat cushion. Now, full disclaimer, when it's below freezing, it does get a little hard, so it's not the most comfy seat at that time. But for a shorty like me, it's great to lift me up, and it's also so much more comfortable for longer drives. So highly, highly recommend this or something like it. The third thing on my list that I'm going to mention today before we even get into the back is these stretchy over-the-door window bug screens. So hold please, and I will be right back to show you what it looks like in place if you haven't already seen my other videos about it. Okay, so I know I've highlighted these before on my window coverings and a couple of my other videos, and including my tours. So pretty much that reminds me, any kind of video where I've discussed any of these items more in depth, I will link below as well so that you can have everything all in one easy to access spot. But again, you just put these right over, and especially combined with the rain guards, you can keep your windows cracked at least a couple inches and then have a bug-free way to enjoy some ventilation inside your vehicle. So I could not live without these in Florida. I mean, hands down, one of my most used and most inexpensive items that I've gotten so far. Okay, I'm back, and I'm in the back now. So That brings me to number 4 on my list, which is having a reliable way to make good coffee. The reason I say good is because if you have coffee that you don't really love, you'll still be tempted to go and get it elsewhere if you're a coffee person like me. If you don't care about coffee, then obviously that's no big deal. But for me, when I know that I can make a cup of coffee that's just as good or better than anywhere else I can get one, then we're talking big savings when it comes to money on the road. And that's big time important if you're on a budget. So the 3 things I use in my coffee setup that are now essential to me, and I use them at home base too: my Aeropress, which I've shown how to use it on my brunch video. I'll also link that. My milk frother, which, holy moly, game changer. I know I've mentioned that before, but I love it. I use it every single cup of coffee at home base now too. And it's not just useful for coffee. You can use it if you mix up like protein shakes, the powder smoothies, matcha, other teas. If you have any kind of like the cup of soups that get lumps, I mean, no more lumps. Bye bye lumps. This is awesome. You will love it. My life will never be the same for $10. So yeah. And I know you guys have seen this multiple times on my channel, my handy dandy collapsible tea kettle. I got in red. And I'm not going to go into a ton of detail because, like I said, I know you guys have seen it before, but I love it. So if you do have the means to run something that is 700 watts, it does only take a few minutes to boil, and you can use it for dehydrated meals like the Mountain House meals that just need boiling water. You can use it for tea, coffee, you know, anything that you need hot water for. So it's so versatile and handy. So yeah, those 3 things are my number 4, and oh, yes, you need them in your life. Okay, so on to number 5. By the way, do you guys like my shirt? Cute, huh? Okay, anywho, so we are on number 5 right now, which is my Jackery Explorer 1000. Also, my Jackery Explorer 240. So basically just power in general. This is how I personally power my van life. I still use the 240 all the time. It was my original power source until I knew exactly what my priorities were going to be and what I was going to need most when I was on the road. So basically I use my big Jackery Explorer 1000, which by the way is about 20 pounds. And as you can see when I was holding it up, it's a pretty good size. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about your configuration and when you're assessing your power needs. This is obviously so much more portable, convenient, easy to charge, easy to lug around, faster to charge. So you really need to assess what works best for you. Pardon the sweat rolling down off my face. It's a little toasty here in Florida. And I didn't want to run the fan right now because I didn't want it to be too loud. So I use this to charge all my smaller devices, my laptop, my phone, camera batteries, my Hot Logic Mini, things like that, because it's much faster to recharge when I'm driving. And then I mainly reserve the larger power source to run my electric kettle, since that has the biggest draw, and then I keep my fridge plugged into it all the time. Which brings me to number 6, and that is a fridge. My fridge, I think I said it before in my recent fridge video, hands down, best upgrade I've made so far. Favorite item, could not live without it now that I have said goodbye to ice and coolers. I don't ever want to have to say hello to them again. So I am actually here. Oh my god, I'm such a mess. I'm just gonna hold it up for a second, although this really is probably not useful to you at all. My Alpicool C20, and I've done a video on that recently too. I feel like I've done videos on almost all of these specific items so far. or most of them, and it's really because I swear by them, love them, use them all the time, and they really do make my life so much easier. So that was number 5 and 6. And like I said, I just keep my fridge plugged into my 1000 all the time. I don't know if you can see here my 12 volt plug. Oh gosh, now I'm crooked. Why did I do that? All right, good enough, right? Okay, so luckily it will only be on if my vehicle is running, so I don't have to worry about forgetting to unplug it, which I am horrible about if it's not right in my face. So I just leave my Jackery plugged into the 12 volt back here all the time, and that way anytime my car is on, it is charging my Jackery. Anytime my car's off, it's not doing anything and it's not pulling anything from my car battery. No harm, no foul. So that way I'm always charging when I can be. And it's really made a difference. So anyways, that was 5 and 6. I am going to talk about 7 now. And I know I've had this on a video before too already. But again, I swear by this, and honestly this has become my new favorite, thing. This Kuni fan. It's very similar to the Opolar one that everybody raves about, but I couldn't get that one on Amazon. And this one had such good reviews, I figured, oh, what have I got to lose? And I love it. You can charge it with either the standard USB or the USB-C. It has multiple settings. On the lowest setting, it goes 24 hours before you need to charge it. On the highest, I think it's like 6. But I use it on medium overnight. Now that we're in almost, well, we're still in the 90s at night pretty much. So I do need it on the medium now, but it is powerful. I don't know if you can, there's low, medium, and then high. And I mean, like when I have it up in the front, I can feel it all the way in the back. So it really is, I mean, it makes a big difference. And then I combine that with my small USB fan, which I know I've shown you before, I think in my lighting video, but I'll link that too. And it also has a light, which is very handy, but I use it mainly for the fan, and I like that I can hang it. So a lot of times I'll hang it over my bed and kind of aim it on me, like right over my face when I'm sleeping if I need it. So in conjunction with the larger fan and then strategically moving them around to direct airflow, it's actually been super effective, and I've been able to stay pretty comfortable in high temps so far. So far so good, and I would really recommend using them too. Okay, so I think we are up to 8. 6. I think we're at 8 now, right? Oh gosh, I hope so. I'll have to consult my notes in a minute to make sure I'm not losing track. But that is this bamboo breakfast tray. I love it. You can extend the legs if you need to make it more of a table. A lot of times I just leave it folded and then use it as additional surface space. So I can put it on my 3-drawer storage unit on the top and have like a counter, or I can move it around. Like if I want to make coffee in the morning, I'll put all of my coffee stuff on it and then sit outside the van and get it ready. I use it as my reading tray to color on, all sorts of things. So I love this thing. It is so versatile. And like I said, it's like having an extra table anywhere I go. And then I can also use it in my lap. So I get a ton of use out of this. Definitely recommend. Okay, so number 9 is going to be my USB flameless lantern, which has the 2 settings. It has the bright cool white, and then it has the flickery flame that looks like fire. That's the one I always keep it on because it's a nice gentle glow versus like a harsher light. So I love it at night. So that one I use every single time I'm camping, whether I'm just parking in a Cracker Barrel lot or whether I'm at a campsite. Same thing as my other one, which I should have been prepared for this, shouldn't I? I knew I was filming because I'm the one that put the camera on. So the other light is my little tiny USB, just like $10 light. Since those are so small and take like literally 3 seconds to set up, I use those every single time. I do use my string lights if I'm at camp, and I've been kind of hanging out at camp for a little while, and I'm going to be enjoying sunset there and up for a while and not getting like a super early 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning start the next day. Then I will also put my little USB string lights up that you've seen before. Otherwise, I've just been using my USB light and my lantern that is rechargeable. And that is honestly plenty of light. This one puts off so much light, and it is USB. I will probably get a few of those similar ones like that come in the battery, the LED battery operated ones, just to have as backups or additional light. But those two I use every single time, no matter how late or early, you know, I'm going to be arriving or leaving, because like I said, 2 seconds, they're up. I have my mood lighting when I want it to be darker and my bright light when I need a lot of light, and I'm good. So both very affordable, and that meets all of my needs, although it is fun to put the string lights up when I have more time at camp. So that was my number 9. We are now at the end of the list at number 10. Okay, so last but not least, please excuse the dust and dirt there. I am at the end of a trip, so I've got a little bit of cleaning to do here before my next one. But the last item I wanted to highlight is this little side table. I know you guys have seen it in my tours before, but I love this table. For such a cheap little lightweight table, I've gotten so much use out of it. I actually use it at home base for stuff when I'm not on the road, but I love that it has this little pouch so I can keep stuff in it, keep stuff easy access. What I'll actually do is pop my lap desk in there so that I have a flat surface, and I'll put my laptop here when I'm sitting on the floor to watch TV. So it's very versatile for that. I will store my Jackery, which I pulled out to show you guys in this video, but normally it's stored away under there, so it's out of sight. And again, I love my surface areas, so I have this really nice, and I kind of like the way it looks too. I really can't say enough good things about it for such an inexpensive side table, and since it is so narrow on the side here, it really doesn't take up much room at all. So I still have plenty of living space when I'm in my van. And there you have it, folks. Those were 10 of my most frequently used and favorite Amazon items that have made my van life, or just life on the road in general, so much easier and more convenient. I really, really love each and every one of the items that I showed you today. I know it's not the first time I've shown you some of them, so if you have been watching for a while and you have seen them before, I apologize for any redundancy. But if you haven't seen them, I wanted to make sure that I highlighted these. Like I said, I'm hoping that some, if not all of them, will be on sale for really great deals again for Amazon Prime Days coming up. So I wanted to get this out here to you all as soon as possible to make it in time for that, in case I can help save you money in the process. But I hope I at least help save you some time, headache, and hassle by sharing some of these really helpful items with you. As always, I want to thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and it means a lot to me that you take time out of your day to spend with me. If you found this video helpful, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you find anything that I missed in the list below that you think is an everyday must-have all the time item, feel free to drop it in the comments to help everyone else out as well. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye, guys.